Hey, Jamie.
Hey, James.
Were you a fan of the Hangover movies? Hangover 1, 2, and 3?
Y tres? Sí, yeah.
Do you want
I
más?
Sure.
Well, glad you said that because Bradley Cooper says if there were to be 4 or 5 hangovers in the future planned, he would be all aboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, not saying that it is happening, but he says he was recently interviewed and he was asked, because he's been doing a lot of dramatic movies, serious movies. So during a New Yorker Radio Hour podcast, they asked him, are the comedic days behind you? For example, would you be willing to do a Hangover 4? And he said in a heartbeat he would love to do it, and it wouldn't be for money. A money grab.
Okay,
He said he
alright.
just loves Zach Galifianakis. He loves Todd Phillips, Ed Helms, and so he would totally be down for a number 4 if they were on board as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as we've got the original cast back with Zach, with Ed, with Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
And all of them. Absolutely.
I
Mike
feel like
Tyson, maybe?
Maybe Mike Tyson. I feel like parts 2 and 3 were definitely a money grab. If The Hangover was just a standalone film with no sequels, it would be I think considered one of the best, classic comedies of the 21st century.
Wow.
I think.
That's
It's good. It really is. But
Yeah.
then they rinse and repeat 2 times in a row for 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And so I think those were definitely money grabs. Now at this stage, I feel like Bradley Cooper has options. He doesn't need a Hangover movie, so he would do it not for the money, as he said. He would do it for fun.
Right.
Same thing with Zach Galifianakis. Same thing with Ed Helms. Same thing with director Todd Phillips. So if they want to do it, they're down to do it. He's
Yeah.
at least down to do it. So
if you do it for fun, that's where you get the best freaking content.
Yeah.
That's where you get the best comedy. But they've tried to one-up themselves in every movie, like to be more shocking, more ridiculous. Like, what could they possibly survive after this? Something, but they're older. Maybe one of their kids is now
The next generation?
Like the next generation. Maybe I'd like
they're
to see
like,
that.
hey, you are me, like your pops, your old man right here, and our friends. We're hangover experts. So
Yeah.
when you're going to college for your first frat party, we're gonna be right there with you to ride that Bronco. And then
Does anyone have an accent like that?
I believe Ken Jeong has that accent. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Okay.
I think they should end up in space. They just
Space?
they wake up in space, and they figure out what the heck happened. Why are we here?
Maybe the sun
That'd be fun and stupid, I think.
I guess.
Why
Space
not?
strippers, maybe?
Space strippers, sure.
And they're on like the International Space Station.
And they have to find
they
out
have
how to get back down, how they got up there, and then they have to find out how to
This
get back
is
down.
why people need to watch this
Doug
podcast.
is in like a
we've
space
got-
capsule.
We've
like
got
this.
to pitch these ideas.
Look at us. Tom
Yeah.
Phillips, you listening? Write this down.
Is Mike Tyson in like one of the pods?
Yeah,
too?
yeah, he's fighting Doug, and like they need to get to them before and split them up before
Yeah.
things get worse. But that got me thinking: what movies? Maybe you don't think The Hangover deserves another sequel, but they got us thinking: which movies do deserve a sequel?
Okay.
And I have a list. I have a short list. Some of them I will admit, and I think they're just great movies. So we hear about, oh, this movie needs a sequel. This movie needs a sequel. I'm agreeing with those voices out there. So my list isn't too,
Crazy. Yeah.
but I've thrown in a couple that are.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Yeah. No, I have a list too. So why
All right.
don't you kick it off?
So I'm a big Tom Cruise fan of the actor, maybe not the person, but the actor. Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
That is him and Emily Blunt. Such a great movie that just works. It's a fantastic film about, kind of Groundhog Day-esque sci-fi movie where Tom Cruise gets, has to repeat the same day over and over and over again until he and Emily Blunt are able to figure out, how to defeat this alien invasion. It's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And then after you see it, join me in our demanding of a sequel, because they leave it in an area where there's room for growth and you can play with it. So
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow would be one of my top movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of my top movies is we need to get Ryan Reynolds back in Boston for Free Guy 2.
Yes.
So
Free
this was
Guyer, Freer Guy.
Freer Guyer 2. Yes. So my this was on my list before I realized that there is actually a sequel in production.
Oh.
So they're planning it, they're writing it, and with a presumably earliest release date of 2026. I don't want to think about what the world's going to look like in 2026.
Yeah.
But Free Guy was so fun. It was so awesome. It was filmed right here in the financial district of Boston with Ryan Reynolds. And I thought it was such a great story. I would love to see more. I want to know more about Guy and this new AI world that he lives in. And I want to see the new adventures of Guy. I know what else you want.
What?
You want hashtag Cholo for Zorro.
Yeah.
You want more Zorro.
We need more Zorro. So we do need a sequel for Zorro. It's been, 15, 20 years since the last Zorro, Zorro 2, starring Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Xolo Maridueña, who is in Cobra Kai, he's the new Blue Beetle. I think he needs to be cast as Zorro. I think he's young, he's hip, he's got the moves, he's got the emotional prowess. He can, do the emotional, funny, hard-hitting stuff and the action scenes. Hashtag Xolo for Zorro.
Tell us how you really feel.
Let's get this. It just sounds. I'm a big Zorro fan. Yeah. So, when I see somebody who can do it, who has that momentum right now, it gets me excited because I think we could get this to happen. We can make this happen. So,
all right.
Zorro, I think it would be part 3, I guess. Part 3 or 4, just reboot it. But, Antonio Banderas, he's handing down the reins to Xolo's character. Maybe his son, maybe a street rat, kind of like Aladdin, who was trying to, who's like good at getting by.
Street rat.
Yeah. So, Zorro.
All right, Zorro.
Andale, let's do it.
Another one that I really feel needs more sequels.
Yes.
We need to know more about, based on the popular novel of the same name, Ender's Game.
Yeah.
Starring Asa Butterfield and my secret imaginary elderly boyfriend, Harrison Ford. So, a spoiler alert, anybody who watched Ender's Game or read the book knows at the end,
things went down.
Things went down. They killed the aliens. He didn't realize he was killing the aliens. And now he left the military. He left the humans. And he has been tasked with repopulating the alien race by this alien queen who gave him an egg. I want to see the continued adventures of Asa Butterfield. That's not the name of the character, but the name of the actor in space.
Is there another
Ender's
book?
Game. I'm not 100% sure.
We'll write it, and then we'll make it into a movie. Yeah,
or we will come up with something that does not do the original content justice, like the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series that is coming out on Netflix in the following year, which I'm super, super, super freaking pumped for.
Same.
Because there's no M. Night Shyamalan directing. I don't know if that's super offensive or not. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
we'll bleep that out. And we'll let you wonder what she just said right now. Hashtag cancel Jamie.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
No, it wasn't bad.
Anyways, what else is on the list before we get in trouble?
Next on my list is Dredd.
Dredd?
Yeah. Oh. This is it's a reboot or a remake of the original Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester Stallone. Dredd came out, and I'm blanking on his name, but he's in The Boys. He was in Star Trek. He is Australian. But Dredd is such a great movie. The world building is so unique, and it works. It's gritty. It's fun. It's cool. Dredd. So Dredder 2, Electric Boogaloo. We need it.
I tried writing Dredd, like the star of Dredd, and it changed it to dress. Apparently, I've been doing a lot of Black Friday shopping. Not dress, Dredd. Anyways, so my final pick.
Carl Urban. Not Keith Urban. Carl Urban.
There we go. No
relation.
Is that your?
It's my Australian.
I love it when your Australian accent
my Australian
comes out.
Changes all the time to Australian to like Mississippi and everything in between.
Yeah. Please forgive him. Please.
No, that should be bleeped. Cancel. Hashtag cancel James.
And the last thing on my list is we are going to be getting sequels to it. We already have had one sequel to it. It's the new sort of Knives Out averse. Directed, produced by Ryan Reynolds. No,
Ryan Johnson. Ryan Reynolds.
Johnson, our Lord and Savior, Ryan Johnson, who I love more than James does. But Knives Out, his unique idea, baby, this noir mystery thriller, starring what's his face, 007.
Oh, Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. And his weird southern drawl, his longhorn.
Yeah, longhorn. Yeah,
Acorn, what's that name?
Yeah, something like that.
We're not old enough to. Foghorn Leghorn. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah. We did grow up watching that. It's just we need more coffee. It's been a rough holiday weekend.
It
very
really
long,
was. It's
very
a long
exhausting.
Week. Hope you guys are hanging in there.
Please.
It's tough sometimes. But yeah, with his Foghorn Leghorn drawl, and I'm just really excited to continue to see the continued adventures of that Knives Outiverse.
I do declare. My final pick. I have a couple more, but my final pick that I will reveal. The other ones are secrets, so for myself only. This movie came out this year. One of my favorite of the year, and was also directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, and will be, in my heart, directing the new Daisy Ridley movie. But I want to see The Creator 2, because how it ends, humanity working with or against artificial intelligence, like after the big showdown and the things that transpired in the first movie, no spoilers, I do want to see what that world looks like, and there's so much more room and world building for that, and with Gareth right behind the wheel again, right behind the camera, I think it will look beautiful, I think it will be action-packed. I'm down for more of that world.
Okay.
So create that. Jack.
That. You know what else we're going to manifest? We're going to manifest getting Garrett here on the Hub on Hollywood and making that next film. Maybe out in Worcester. There's plenty of space out there. We can make a space adventure.
Gareth, come to Hub on Hollywood.
Yeah.
Come to Boston.
Exactly.
Hashtag.
All right. And if you know him, tell him. Give us a call.
Call us.
All right. Well, that's a great list.
All
so
right.
What do you guys think? What deserves a sequel? We talk a lot about the movies that should not have been remade, should not have had sequels, that just stop beating the dead horse.
Yeah.
But then there are just those few special projects out there that we need and we want more. So
we demand it.
We demand it. What do you guys want more? What deserves a sequel? Let us know in the comments below. And we are the Hub on Hollywood. Stick with us.
Yeah.
In a few days, we're going to be having our full episode.
Yeah, catch us Mondays.
Continue to join the conversation in pop culture and the film industry here in New England. What else is going on Mondays?
What else is going on Mondays? Garfield hates Mondays. That's what's going on Mondays. But yeah, full episodes of the Hub on Hollywood. Catch that. Also follow us at Hub on Hollywood on all the social media platforms.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. I'm sure there's some other ones that's going to pop up next week or something. We'll join that one too.
I like the Garfield mention, just makes you seem so much older.
A new Garfield movie. Did you hear the new Garfield movie?
No.
Guess who's going to voice Garfield?
Oh my God, who?
Guess.
Adam Driver? No, I don't know.
Chris. He just voiced Mario.
Chris, not Pines.
No, not Chris Pine. Not
Evans,
Chris Evans.
The other Chris.
Chris, I'm blanking on his name. We've been blanking on names all day long.
Is it an H?
Yeah, it's
not Hemsworth.
Not Chris Hemsworth.
God.
There's so many Chris's. New Garfield voice actor, Chris. We're professional here. Chris Pratt.
I know. They gotta stop hiring actors named Chris. That's what's gotta happen.
There are too many Chris's. That's another topic. We need to rank our Chris's.
An expose or something. What is up with the? I guess if you want your kid to be an actor one day.
What are you doing, Hollywood? What nefarious plot do you have right now?
I remember there was a meme that I really enjoyed. It was in a world full of Chris's, be an Adam. So, but I just love Adam Driver. So, anyways.
All right. Well, that's the Hub on Hollywood. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.